Welcome to today's webinar, where we will show you how to dramatically boost your 2020 revenue using Insightly Marketing. Our host is Anthony Smith, Insightly CEO, who will walk us through some hands-on, tactical examples of using our marketing automation product to achieve business goals. These examples have been sourced directly from our customers that have already adopted Insightly Marketing and from industry best practices. Anthony, it's all yours.
Thank you very much. So we've got some great tips and tricks to share with you today to help you dramatically boost your company's revenue in 2020 with B2B marketing. We're trying to pack a lot of value into this webinar, and today we're going to start off with a great tip on how to identify sales-ready leads that are already in your database to get you started. Then we're going to walk through 3 great marketing plans you can use to grow your revenue. We've got a getting started marketing plan, we've got an upsell marketing plan, and finally, we've got an expansion marketing plan. Then we're going to do a deep dive into a vertical that we have a lot of customers in, manufacturing, and explore some techniques for how Insightly Marketing can help boost revenue and build better customer experiences in that industry. But the techniques can be broadly applied to many industries. Then we're going to show off a brand new feature in Insightly Marketing Journeys to allow you to incorporate third-party services right into your customer journeys. And we're going to use 2 examples of different services that incorporate sending gifts and sending direct mail to your prospects right from within a customer journey automatically. And then we're going to round it all off with giving you some best practices on how to best incorporate direct mail into a marketing journey. All right, let's get started. So according to Serious Decisions, 4 to 10% of the leads in your database are already sales ready, whether you know they are or not. So this represents a huge opportunity for marketers to track down existing leads and capitalize on them instead of funneling the entirety of their budget into programs that can help bring in new leads. 61% of B2B marketers send all leads directly to sales. However, only 20% of those leads will be qualified. So you've already purchased Insightly Marketing and you've got our wonderful unified platform and the CRM connector to bring across all your leads and contacts from the CRM side to the marketing side as prospects. And you know that some of them are about ready to buy, but how do you find out which ones are sales ready? And more importantly, what steps can you take to qualify them and pass them to sales to bring that 2020 revenue right in? So let's walk through 2 ways that we've identified that can help you find those sales ready leads already in your database. So the number one is to hit the sales readiness with the right content. So even if your leads are in the right industry and they're the right size and they meet your ideal customer profile, that data gives you little to no indication on the sales readiness of those leads. You need actions like filling out a contact us form or submitting a trial or demo request to tell you that. But sending leads sales ready content can be just as useful by providing plenty of sales readiness content like pricing information, implementation plans, even vendor comparisons and data sheets. You can use your prospects' responses like downloading information from your website or clicking on track links in an email to gauge their sales readiness. In Insightly Marketing, you can do this by setting up a journey with a series of emails with tracked links within those emails. And if the prospects click on those links, it gives you a really good indication as to if they are ready to buy or not. If the customer is looking at a pricing page or perusing data sheets, that is a signal that the lead is getting ready to buy because those pieces of content are pretty far down the buying funnel. And tracking those clicks and adding leads that clicked on those links to a separate ready to buy list that you have within Insightly Marketing is a great way to sort out those ready to buy from those that are not yet in a buying cycle. The second thing you can do is use tiered call to actions, multiple call to actions on the same page or email. So you can also identify sales readiness with these tiered call to actions, which allow leads to self-qualify by taking hand-raising actions, such as um, choosing signals that they're interested in. This not only means placing calls to action on your website, but placing multiple calls to actions in the same place that drive to different assets. So, for example, if you've got a landing page or you've got an email with a call to action like contact us or talk to a sales rep, you can place additional links to other content like pricing information, product information, or resource pages within that same piece of content. If a prospect clicks on one or more of these calls to action, then they're telling you exactly where they are in their research process. Okay, so now you've identified sales ready leads that exist in your database. Let's look at 3 customizable marketing plans that you can use to close more business this year. Sometimes the hardest part of launching a new marketing campaign, even for some seasoned marketing veterans, is simply putting all the pieces together. And that's what these plans can help you do. We'll first set up 4 points to cover before we get into the plans that are essential for any marketing plan that you have. The first one is setting a goal. For any marketing campaign, you have to first define your goals and write them down. Your goal should identify a real business need. So focus on what the business is trying to accomplish. What is keeping the team up at night? What is the next hill that you want your business to climb? Whether that's a new product, a competitor offering, or a new country or geography that you're trying to enter. Try to think about benchmarks and what is practically achievable in this goal because you want to be really specific. An example of a business need that we might have is to have more revenue this year from mid-market companies. The goal then might be to generate 1,000 new marketing qualified leads from mid-market companies online in the first half of 2020. The goal should be very specific so that you can motivate your team to know whether or not you achieved that goal in the end. The second point we're going to cover is audience. So your audience is going to determine what you do to shape your strategy, to your messaging, to your content, and to your execution. You need to identify who the particular buyer is and really understand their pain points and some of the things that might resonate with that particular buyer, what industry they operate in, what role they have within the organization, and what market segment they belong in, like small businesses, mid-market, or enterprise. Then you need to think about how they engage with content and what they do on a day-to-day basis. Are they attending conferences and trade shows, or are they mostly on Instagram following influencers and slacking off? You need to know that. Strategy. So the third point we want to cover today is strategy. So we've got the goal, we've got the audience set. So now we can determine what type of campaign we're going to run, like a lead generation campaign or a branding campaign. So here you need to identify the campaign type. From there, you can determine the calls to action that you might need. Like, what are you trying to drive people to do? Do you want them to download a piece of content? Do you want them to watch a video? Do you want to drive them to visit your website? So now that we've got that, we can select the key drivers of the campaign. If our goal was to have them visit our website, how are we going to get them to our website? How are we going to get them to look at our brand? Maybe you want to put an infographic on a certain channel because you're looking to drive awareness and branding, or maybe you want to utilize your sales team to encourage prospects to visit your website as they reach out to leads and customers. There's a lot of options there. And the last piece we want to cover today is messaging. So make sure that you create a central theme first and then map the content to the different points on the journey. Once you have the central theme determined, you can start to create pieces of content around that theme and relate it to the stages of the customer journey and build out your messaging. Maybe you have an ebook higher up in the journey Maybe you have a video showing your product at a lower point in the journey where you're exposing some of the features of your product to your audience. This is also the point where you choose your visuals. Are you going to use stock photography? Are you going to use illustrations? Maybe some custom artwork that you've purchased or that you've commissioned? Maybe you're going to use product shots or something from your creative department if you have one, bearing in mind that it all needs to fit within your central theme. Okay, so let's drill down and look at some individual campaigns now that we've covered the goals, the audience, the strategy, and the messaging. The first one we're going to look at today is a really easy one. It's the getting started marketing campaign plan. So if you're launching your first campaign on a limited budget, this simple outline is for you. Before launching any campaign, you'll need to define each of the parameters at the top of the chart that we just went over: the goals, the audience, the strategy, and the messaging. You'll also need to determine which channels you'll use to disseminate your campaign. We chose email marketing, the company website, organic unpaid social media, and sales enablement because they're all free channels or pretty close to it. An ebook and a webinar are great places to start when it comes to content creation. They can function as anchor content that you can share on those selected channels. Once you've gotten that campaign off the ground and those results start rolling in, you can even repurpose this anchor content in the form of infographics, videos, blog posts, and so on. So this little campaign is great for getting started with a multi-channel campaign plan to help you learn the ropes and execute a marketing campaign without having to plunk down a lot of dollars or needing a lot of assets or a small army of people or a lot of time to get off the ground. The second campaign plan that we'll look at today is a customer upsell campaign. So in a B2B world where sales cycles are long and complex, selling, upselling, and cross-selling can be a bit of a challenge. This campaign plan can help. First, you should leverage educational channels like your website and customer success stories, so answers to your clients' questions will be readily available. You should also equip your account managers with the resources they need to upsell, including email templates and talk tracks. User groups are another unique resource you can use in upselling your campaign. Of course, the primary goals of the user group include fostering a sense of community, educating your customers, and getting honest feedback from them, not simply pitching your products. That being said, you can learn so much about your clients in a user group meeting, and you just might have a product or a service that fits their business need. The last campaign that we're going to cover today is an expansion campaign. Now, this is the big daddy of them all. This particular expansion campaign is useful for targeting a new industry or a market segment. So, of course, its plan is the most complex and likely the most expensive of the three we're covering today. This time around, we've added paid social media, search engine marketing, sales enablement for your sales team, and a partner strategy into the mix. A partner network can be crucial when it comes to scaling a company and expanding your reach. Partners who know how to speak to your new audience go a long way in establishing a relationship and building trust. But training and enabling partners to sell on your behalf takes a lot of calories to really get up and running. So you should definitely keep that in mind. So that covers three different marketing campaign plans, small one, medium-sized one, and the expansion one being the large one. So hopefully you can use some of the content or some of the strategies or some of the points that we covered today to help you build out some of your marketing campaigns in 2020. The next thing that we're going to cover today is how manufacturers can use marketing automation and Insightly marketing to build better customer experiences. So more and more these days, B2B customer behaviors are driven by personal experiences like a consumer. Brands that will find success in the future will be the ones that adopt new strategies for connecting and engaging with customers before, during, and after the sale. One of the biggest industries of Insightly customers is in manufacturing. So I want to cover some ways that manufacturing marketers can use our automation to amplify and go beyond lead generation to build a better customer experience. The first one we'll cover is to automate your lead generation. So lead generation should always be a top priority for marketers. After all, in order to build customer relationships, you first need to have customers, right? Today's B2B buyers are very savvy though, and they expect B2B level customer experiences. This is fundamentally changing the way manufacturers do business and generate leads. Manufacturers that adopt marketing automation can more effectively target and engage new prospects and to maximize their return on investment. By bringing together the right mix of data, cross channel campaigns, and follow up from your sales team, marketing automation facilitates the kinds of personalized customer experiences that manufacturing buyers expect. And Insightly Marketing can help you do that at scale. Next, we'll look at trade show marketing. So trade shows remain the cornerstone of marketing for many B2B industries. Manufacturers, however, face challenges when it comes to bringing together pre-show promotions, lead data capture, and that essential post-show follow-up to make the most of trade show opportunities and dollars that are spent there. Marketing automation can help through the entire process, from helping marketers build audiences for pre-show promotions to automatic lead scoring, instant follow-up, and return on investment reporting. The third thing that I want to cover is automated quote follow-up. So neglected and forgotten quotes are a significant source of missed opportunities for manufacturers. Automation has the power to simplify the entire bidding and quoting process, so your marketing and sales teams can close more deals. For example, simple workflow automation rules can send reminders that help reps stay on top of bids and quotes to keep open quotes top of mind with customers. A simpler sales process frees up your sales team to focus on what they do best, building customer relationships, while increasing the number of quotes signed on time. The fourth thing that we want to have a look at today is automated warranty and service agreement reminders. So warranty and service agreement reminders are another prime area where marketers can automate and can simplify the process of tracking existing accounts and close communication gaps. With Insightly Marketing, manufacturers can easily set up customer journeys that remind customers and reps when an account is due for a warranty or for a service renewal. At a time when customers expect a personalized experience and when earning customer loyalty is becoming a harder-won challenge for brands, going the extra step to engage with each customer at important moments is essential. And the last one we want to cover today is staying on top of mind with partners and distributors. So while bridging the gap between internal sales and marketing teams can be a challenge in and of itself, many manufacturers must also engage third-party distributors and partners. Properly leveraged, these partnerships can be a powerful tool in reaching larger audiences. It is important for manufacturing marketers to remember that third-party distributors and partners are a specific audience of their own. Marketing automation can help there by engaging with email campaigns that let them in on new product offers and maybe educational opportunities. You can also create pre-branded templates and journeys to use when communicating with prospects or partners or customers, and protect your brand from and create incentives for distributors to do the same. So that's 5 ways that you can use the Insightly platform to automate marketing and outreach in manufacturing scenarios. And a lot of those points are very applicable to other industries as well. So the next thing we want to incorporate today, which is a new feature that's shipping in Insightly this week, that really brings an exciting new dimension to our customer journey building feature in Insightly Marketing. It allows you to incorporate a new type of step action within a journey called a Lambda function. Lambda functions are very small pieces of code that can be written by you and then executed as part of the customer journey, or they can be written by our beautiful professional services team here that we have at Insightly, if you don't feel that you have the capability in-house to write some of this code yourself. And these little Lambda functions can do pretty much anything. Today, we're going to utilize two little Lambda functions that we've written as steps within the Journey Builder to communicate with a couple of fantastic third-party services. The first service that we're bringing to our customer into our customer journey is from a company called Lob. They're a great service for automating and sending out personalized direct mail to customers, like postcards or letters. The second service that we're adding to our customer journey is a company called Sendoso. In a similar way to Lob, they're great for sending out automated corporate gifts like company swag or even products that you've purchased off Amazon that they can store in warehouse. And they can accompany those with beautiful little handwritten notes to your prospects as well. So at this point, I'll switch to the app that we have open here, Insightly Marketing. I'm looking at customer journey at the moment, and you'll see down the bottom here that I have two Lambda actions that we're going to execute within this journey. The first one here is sending a corporate gift with Sendoso. You can place this action anywhere within the journey. We've got it at the end of one of our legs, and we're going to send this corporate gift 2 days after they complete the previous action if they get to this step within the journey. And the second Lambda function that we're running here is to send a mailer that we've already configured with Lob out to the customer. It's a beautiful 3-page paper-based mailer that we'll send out, and it will get sent to this customer if they reach this particular step in the journey. So with both of these services, we've already configured which gifts that we want to send out on the app side with the partner. And these little steps within the journey just tell the service provider, either Lob or Sendoso, to send out the corporate gift. And we also pass in some of the details so that they can customize those gifts, like the prospect's name and their mailing address and the company that they work for, so that the gifts, whether that's the mailer or the corporate gift, can be customized on behalf of the customer. So both the sending of the postcard and the sending, we're going to send out a bottle of wine with this one from Sendoso, with a personalized note, will happen automatically right from within a journey if the prospect passes that step within the journey. And or you don't have to do anything. You don't even have to lift a finger. It will automatically orchestrate the sending out of those two physical goods. So sending out of physical goods can have a real direct impact on the perception of your company in the eyes of a prospect. And being able to do so without having to lift a finger can really help boost your sales in 2020. So if you would like to incorporate either of these two services into your customer journeys, or learn more about how Lambda functions in journeys can do a hell of a lot more than that, then feel free to reach out to your Insightly Customer Success Manager to learn more about this new feature that is shipping this week. So now that you know how to use direct mail as a top tactic to engage with your hottest prospects within customer journeys and Insightly Marketing, it's a great way to get people's attention, even if only for a few minutes, which can be a huge compared to what we see with other online interactions. So I have a few best practices today for using direct mail in your next 2020 campaign to help boost revenue. The first tip is to align with sales to nominate prospects. Because direct marketing campaigns can be a little bit pricey, it's always best to work with sales to ensure you are hitting the best prospects. Marketing can compile the list, but do make sure that you always run the final list by the sales team to ensure that there are no red flags. We've found that sales plus marketing alignment is much, much stronger when we give sales an opinion in who marketing is communicating with. The second tip is to create very clear calls to actions. This is a best practice for any marketing campaign and not just for direct mail. Your marketing should always have a clear call to action. What do you want your recipient to do once they get the mailer? What do you want them to do? You want them to go to like a contact me form or download your latest ebook? Make sure that you're very explicit in what you want the next tactic to be so that you can measure the success of that direct mail. The third tip is to customize your audience. So just like people, every account or organization is different. Accounts come in all different sizes, they represent different industries, and they've got varying goals. It's critical that you customize direct mail to your audience as much as possible to help differentiate it. Find groupings of accounts that speak similarly to their customers or end users and make sure to use their language. Try to avoid abbreviations and acronyms and use examples that companies of any size can understand. Using industry specific terms really resonates with customers if you're targeting specific industries. The fourth point that I want to cover is to personalize your message. So it's critical to customize your audiences, but it's also really important to make sure that each mailer is as personal as possible to the individual recipient. So with Insightly Lambda functions and integrations like Lob or Sendoso, you can personalize and customize each piece of direct mail sent out to a prospect, just like you can with an email. These personalizations touch up and make sure that that account relationship is at the next level. The next thing I want to talk about is making it unique and interesting. And this really relates to the gift or to the mailer itself. So think about yourself as a recipient. Is your mailer doomed for the trash, or will it be passed around and kept at your prospect's desk and maybe even shared on social media? Make sure that whatever you send is something that you can be proud to put your logo on and that it's unique to your brand's look and feel. The next one is a pretty common complaint, and that's make sure that you're sustainable in your direct mail because you don't want to be wasteful to the environment. Be mindful that prospects might expect mailers to be made of 100% recycled materials so as not to damage the environment. It's best to keep that in mind as well because you don't want to give a bad impression. And the last one, and probably the most critical one, is to create a follow-up plan. Once the mailer is out the door, your work isn't done yet. You should have a follow-up plan in conjunction with your sales team, including reports and dashboards for you to use to check in and to follow up on activities and hold teams accountable. If sales won't be following up directly, make sure that you have additional steps in your journey after the direct mail send ready to go to send to recipients, and keep that content flowing and keep the prospect engaged. Make sure sales knows how to speak to the mailer call to actions and how to move the conversation forward to learn more about your business. Okay, that's pretty much a final wrap up. Today, we've covered how to identify sales ready leads already in your Insightly marketing database. We covered how to create comprehensive multi-channel marketing campaigns, and we gave you 3 examples of those campaigns: a getting started campaign, an upsell campaign, and an expansion campaign that you can use as the basis to build on. And we also covered some points on how manufacturers specifically can use marketing automation within the Insightly platform to boost productivity and to build better customer experiences. And we showed a new Lambda step feature in Insightly marketing journeys and how you can leverage that and third-party services like Lob and Sendoso to automate sending out direct mail and corporate gifts right from within Customer Journey Builder. And finally, we covered some best practices for sending out direct mail effectively. So that was a lot of content in a pretty short period of time. So we hope that there was a lot in there that gave you some ideas or inspirations for how to dramatically boost your revenue in 2020 using Insightly marketing. If you would like more information on any of the topics that we've got covered today, feel free to contact your customer success representative or our fantastic sales team here at Insightly. with the telephone number or the email address that you see on your screen right now.
Everyone, thanks again for attending. And Anthony, thanks for walking us through those great examples. Again, if you have questions about Insightly Marketing, we can follow up with you via email after the webinar, or you can schedule a one-on-one demo at insightly.com. Thanks, everyone. We'll be closing the webinar now, and have a great day.